Okay. Is my voice okay? Just a second, please. Everyone out there. Okay, okay. So any new attendees in class today? Please let me know in the chat box. Okay, so good evening and welcome to the class. Okay. I would request you people to be regular in class so that your attendance is not being affected due to shortage of attendance. Okay. And all the sessions are like recorded. So if you don't follow anything, you can watch it, at home once the session is over. Fine. Yeah, good evening. So today we are going to do business communication. I have some chapters. I have selected some chapters from business communication. So shall we do that? I'll go with the majority. Please let me know in the chat box. Alright. Is it fine? Naim, I guess this is your first class. Usama. Naim, Usama and one more new trainee is there in class. Like when I got a bit late today and there was some net issue at mine. It has been rectified now. So I hope you people are able to hear me well. Mohammed Irshad, Asya, Samu, Kelvin, like Sheikh, KP Ramakrishnan, Wilfred, Usama. Okay, sorry. And by the way, for the new attendees, this is Garima. I teach HR, Business Communication, Business English, okay, and also case studies. Okay, so these are the subjects which I teach. Fine. Now, let's get started. So let's do the first chapter. Sorry, the communication chapter. The title for the chapter is communication. Is my voice okay or is it breaking as said by like? Is my voice okay? Please let me know in the chat box. Let's not waste any time. It's breaking. I don't know. Is it fine now? Is it fine now? Okay, cool. Let's get started. Osama, I don't know, this is how your name is pronounced. U-S-A-M-A. Usma, not Osama. Usma, are you able to hear me well? Okay, fine. So let's get started. Okay? Fine. Okay. So let me tell you what all stuffs we are going to study under this chapter. Okay? See, as far as this chapter goes, okay, let me tell you what we have to do here. See, you might be very good in vocabulary and you might be very good in grammar, but if you don't follow a particular like voice modulation and other stuffs at the time of speaking, will it be an effective speech or an effective interview? Please let me know in the chat box. Is my voice okay? Please let me know in the chat box. Is my voice okay? Are you able to follow me or not? Everyone out there? I hope my voice is not breaking. Okay. Fine. See, it's not my actually fault. Sometimes, it does happens with everyone. Today, internet is a bit slow. Okay, fine. Is it okay now? My voice perfect for everyone? Is my voice perfect for everyone? Okay, fine. Now the file is going to load. The file is going to load. Now, do you know what is diction? What is diction? Okay, just a second. I don't know why the file is not loading. Wait, let me check what is the issue. It doesn't happen. I don't know why it's happening today. I'm really sorry. A lot of issues are there at my end today. Just give me a moment. I'm going to increase the class time. Don't worry about that. Okay. I guess there is some issue with Vizix itself. That's why, things are not loading. because at my end the net is perfectly fine. So let's do. See, this thing we are going to start up with, because see, the file is not loading. So we are going to start up with this in the next class. Rather, let's do a case study. Okay? Because the file is not loading. Is it fine? Is it fine with everyone? Rather than wasting time, let's do the case study thing. Fine? Is it clear, everyone? Sandeep, Nasrullah, Usama? Okay, fine. And everyone out there. So let's do the case study. Okay? Because this is taking a lot of time. I don't want to waste any time. Can you hear me? I am saying, see, I actually was about to teach this chapter. I wanted to begin with this chapter, okay, everyone. But since, there is some issue with Vizek, I will teach the case study. Is it fine, everyone? Please let me know fast in the chat box itself. And I hope my voice is perfect for everyone. Okay, fine. Is it clear? Okay, fine, cool. Now, steering the economy. This is the case study we are going to do today. Steering the economy. Fine? Okay. So let's get started. Let's do the introduction of this case study. Okay, first, steering the economy. Now, I'm going to put the documents on the board now. Let me confirm it from everyone once again. Muhammad, Irshad, Asya, Samu, Kelvin, Laik, Raisa, Prabhavati, Darshana, Naeem, KP Ramakrishnan, Sheikh, Wilfred, Usama, and Nasrullah. Are you people able to hear me well? Is my voice perfect? How about, okay, Usama and Nasrullah. Is my voice perfect? Okay. Sandeep, are you able to hear me well now? Like? Alright, cool. Now, okay. So let's begin with the case study. So see, this case study focuses on the key role of HM Treasury in implementing government economic policies. Do you know what HM Treasury is? What this company is all about? HM Treasury. Has anyone ever heard about this company before? HM Treasury. Please let me know in the chat box. Watch. Okay. Raisa is saying watch. How about others? Raisa, is my voice perfect? What is HM Treasury? Tell me. Anyone? Any idea? Samu is saying finance. See, I'll tell you what HM Treasury is. It is a London-based company, UK-based company. Okay. HM Treasury is the government economic and finance ministry. So it's actually UK-based company, okay, and it's actually a government economic and finance ministry, maintaining control over public spending, setting the directions of UK's economic policy. Fine? No, it's not a storehouse. Instead, it's a finance department of, UK government, and it controls the public flow of money. Fine? Is it clear? It just ensures that, government policies are being implemented properly. Fine? Is it clear? KP Ramakrishnan, Naeem, and others. Mohammed Irshad, like. Is it clear or not? Okay. Okay, fine. Now, how the government deals with the macroeconomic issues such as economic growth, employment and inflation. These issues are about the economy as a whole, right? How the government deals with the microeconomic issues such as performance of business and their products within markets across UK. This also has the bearing on the productivity of this economy as a whole and Britain's competitiveness abroad. Managing this economy involves both macro and microeconomic policy. Okay, economic events impact daily upon the lives of individuals and business organizations. See, if the inflation rate is going up or down, as a public, are we going to suffer or not? It is going to affect our life as well. If the economy is very volatile, right? And if it is being affected, what is going to happen? If the economy of my country is affected, suppose it is affected negatively, what is going to happen? Tell me. Tell me, everyone needs to answer that question. I am saying if the economy of my company, of my country, suppose I live in India and the economy of my country is affected negatively, what kind of impact it is going to have on me? This is my question. Please tell me. Tell me. Yes, correct. Very correct. Very correct. Yes, yes. Okay. So see, if the economy of my country is affected negatively, if the inflation is increasing, if people are getting less employment, there are more number of pass outs as compared to people who are being employed. If the employment rate is slow or low, obviously it is going to affect the whole market, the whole economy, right? Okay. Managing this economy involves both macro and microeconomic policy. Economic events impact daily upon the lives of individuals and business organizations. So if the economy is being affected, it is going to affect individuals as well as business organizations. We have only to pick up a newspaper or listen to the radio to hear about changes in the living standards or job opportunities for people who either want employment or wish to change from one job to another job. Nowadays, you can see recession. You can get to know about recession in many countries, especially in America. So that's why, they prefer choosing people living in their country. That's why, like less number of, now every country, they are facing in this thing, recession. Why? Because more and more number of individuals are, going from their country and settling in their country. And they might be more promising as compared to the nationals of that country. So now they are changing their policy. Every country is changing their policy. They just want to give priority to the people, nationals of their country, right? Over the nationals who are fleeing from other country, right? So they are changing policies overall, so that they can give priority to the nationals of their country rather than people who are fleeing from other country to their country for job, right? Right or not? Some stories might focus on changes in productivity or prices of certain products such as cars or even prices as a whole. Others may refer to changes in the exchange rate or new initiatives that has been undertaken to improve the environment in which we live. You might have heard that there is a lot of slaughter. Now more and more Americans, if you might have heard about the slaughter of Indians who must have got settled in Australia. Do you know why they are being beaten by Australian nationals? What could be the possible reason? You might have heard the news, right? Many people who live in Australia, especially Indians, they are being beaten by Australian nationals. What could be the possible reason for the same? Please tell me. Tell me, I'm asking you some question and I want everyone to answer that. I don't know what. Wait, I'll just, I'll rather than using my, Wi-Fi connection, I'll try to use my, like plugin. There must be some issue with the Wi-Fi. That's why we are facing those issues. Just a second. I'll switch over to, I'll switch to this thing, plugin. Just give me a moment. Is my voice okay? I have switched to this plugin connection. Okay, fine. I hope it is not breaking now. Kelvin? Sandeep, Nasrullah, Usma, Wilfred, Sheikh, KP Ramakrishnan, Naeem, Darshana, Prabhavati, Raisa, Laik, Kelvin, Samu. Okay, thank you so much. Now, let's do the case study. Suppose, now you might have heard that in news, okay? That, more and more people, they, like, this is a common incident in Australia. You might have heard that in news that, they beat more and more Indians who are settled there or who might have gone there for studies. What could be the possible reason behind it? Tell me. What could be the possible, yeah. See, they are actually, Indians are more promising as compared to Australians in terms of, like intelligence. So they get job, and Australian nationals who might be living there, they might not get job because of it. So they think that, these Indians are snatching jobs from us. So because, like recession has increased like anything, and all the, organizations, they prefer to hire someone who is more promising, irrespective of the racial, they don't discriminate on the basis of race, right? So, but less number of people in Australia are employed now, right? Especially Australians, right? So they think that, these Indians are snatching jobs from us, and because of this, because of them, unemployment is increasing here. So that's why, they do this discrimination. And that's why, many countries, they prefer now they are changing policies. They have sensed out this thing and they are changing policies, and they would hire their people first rather than getting someone from abroad or someone from other nationality. Fine. See, this racial discrimination, why it has cropped up, why it has become so intense. There must be some reason behind it, right? During these times, it has become more intense during these times because, they are not getting jobs, they are not getting money to support themselves, to support their family. So this has become more, these kind of incidents have become more, prevalent there itself. Fine. So that's why, most of the countries are changing their policies, their laws. They'll prefer to hire someone who is from their, country rather than hiring someone who is from a different country. Fine. Is this much clear? Any questions? Anyone out there? Okay. Some stories might focus on changes in productivity or prices of certain products such as cars or even prices as a whole. Others may refer to the change in the exchange rate or new initiatives that has been undertaken to improve the environment in which we live. And of course, public spending is always newsworthy, as is anything that has an effect on standards that are important to us, such as education, health, and social welfare or safety within our society. Now, the economy. Business organizations are particularly affected by events within the economy, right? If the exchange rate is going up or down, obviously it is going to affect the business organizations, because they, it is a globalized world now, right? It is a globalized world now, right? And like distance is no barrier now. So if they, and even the economy of other countries, they affect the exchange rate, so directly and indirectly it affects the economy of other countries too, right? It is therefore important for the government to create the stable macroeconomic environment that encourages people in business to invest, to employ more people and create more demand for their products. In contrast, when business people are uncertain about the future, they are wary about investing and taking on new workers. See, it's very simple. If I am getting less money in exchange to the currency of my country with the other country, obviously it is going to affect the economy, right? It's very simple. See, let me give you an example of a country with the name India. See, most of us are Indians, so let me take the example of India. Okay. See, India, it's not like Indians only do business with Indians. There are so many companies in India, multinational companies in India which are from abroad. They have their offices, in US or UK. Okay, in abroad countries. So obviously, if the exchange rate is getting affected, if I'm getting less money, okay, suppose yesterday I was getting 50 rupees per dollar, and today I'm getting 40, so obviously it would be my loss, right? So this is how exchange rate affects the business, especially the stock exchange. So this is how economy is being affected. Fine, Naeem? Is it clear? Any more questions? Anyone out there? So see, economy is very volatile, and same is applicable to the stock market as well. So the government should do something, which can, make it stabilize. Sometimes it shoots up like anything, and sometimes it crashes like anything, right? And we just cannot rule out the possibility of it crashing like anything. You might have heard that in 2003, the stock market crashed, and it brought the world biggest recession, and it sustained for many years, right? So a lot of people lost jobs during that era, right? And that recession, is still going on. You just cannot, it has not been eradicated from the market, fully. It's still there. The government through its microeconomic policies is also encouraging businesses to increase productivity. That is to improve the amount. Okay. That is to improve the amount of economic output they create from each worker and each pound of investment. Wilfred, is it fine now? My voice? Is my voice okay now? I hope it's not fluctuating anymore. Is my voice fluctuating? I am using a plugin now. I don't know. Is it fine now? For some it's clear, for some it's fluctuating. I don't know. Is it clear now? Okay, okay. It's better now, right? Alright, fine. Let's go ahead. The economy comprises of many millions of households and businesses, as well as central and local government departments. The private sector is a part of the economy owned by private citizens, while the public sector is the part of the economy that is government owned and controlled. Okay? The UK is a mixed economy in which private sector and the government work together in making decisions and solving economic problems. So in UK, whenever there is an economic crisis, it is being solved jointly by government as well as private sector companies. Okay? They take joint decisions on that. Okay? Is it clear? These decisions determine the total spending within the economy as well as its total income and levels of goods and services. See, if the economy is going down, what is going to happen? Obviously, we will have to, compromise on our standards of living, right? So, that's why, in many companies, actually, obviously, stock market is very volatile, and same is the economy. Now, government and, private and organizations are working together in many countries so that, they want to stabilize the economy, okay? They want to stabilize it. That's why, right? The way it rises up and the way it crashes, it changes the story of each and every individual, right? Right, everyone? So they are trying to come up with the, to a centralized point of it, so that, it doesn't affect us, a lot, even if it is going up or it is going down. Fine? Is it fine, Prabhavati? Okay. There is a link between producers and consumers in the economy. One way of looking at this is a simple circular flow. For example, an imaginary household may receive all of its income in a month in the form of wages. If that household was to spend all of its income on consumer goods, there would be a flow of income from the producer of firm paying the wages back to the organization through a mechanism known as market, right? See, what happens, how, money goes back to the government. We get wages, right? We get salary. We use the same salary to buy goods, right? Like eatables and other stuff, right? This is how our income flows, back to those companies, right? Through a mechanism known as market, and we purchase products from market, right? Okay. Is this much clear? Any questions? Anyone out there? Okay. The market. The market is the vital link between producers and consumers of goods and services. In some instances, producers and consumers may meet physically, such as local food stall in a market. Okay, but in most instances, okay, business is transacted through some form of intermediary, such as retail organization. Nowadays, we purchase goods from retail markets, right? We don't meet the vendors directly. The market is therefore the process by which decisions consumers make about the goods available to them and producers make about what to produce, right? So producers only prefer to produce something for which there is a demand, right? Demand and supply theory. You might have, learned that, right? I have taught you that. As the demand rises, what happens? As the demand rises, so is the production, right? Are reconciled by the adjustment of prices. And as the demand rises for something, the prices also go up, right, everyone? Prices of goods and of resources such as wages for labor ensures resources are used to produce the goods and services that society demands. Is this much clear to everyone? Is this much clear to everyone? Please let me know in the chat box. If you have any questions, please let me know in the chat box itself. Now, so what is the government strategy in UK to actually make the economy stabilized? How they're going to do it? Let's learn about it. Okay, now let's go to the second part. Okay, government strategy. See, if you want to combat with something, if you want to fight with something, if you want to, reach to a decision about something, okay, if you want to find a solution to a problem, obviously you have to make a strategy for it, right? And same is applicable to government as well, right? Okay. The government's central economic objective is to achieve high and stable levels of growth and employment that will build a stronger economic future for Britain. As you know, economy can only get stabilized if more and more people are getting employment, right? And all of them are, like settled. We live in an environment in which a range of forces constantly impacts upon organizations and their activities. On coming into the office, the government introduced a new framework for monetary and fiscal policy designed to promote economic stability and so to create the conditions to meet its central objectives. In the UK, in working with both public and private sectors, the key elements of the government strategy are locking in economic stability as a platform for long-term sustainable economic growth. Economy can only grow if we can stabilize the economy, right? Right? Raising productivity through promoting enterprise and investment, right? Increasing employment opportunity, building a fairer society. See, you might have noticed this thing, you might have read this in newspapers, and you might have seen this in news. The people who are rich, they are getting more and more rich, okay? And the people who are poor, they are getting poorer and poorer, right? So there is, unequal flow of money, right? And especially politicians, they have got excessive money and they keep it in Swiss bank, right? So this should, in order to build a fairer society, there should be a fairer distribution of money. It's not like money is not there, but it's somewhere it's too much and somewhere it's not there. That's it. So this, we have to, fight with this thing. Okay? Corruption, that is, to stabilize the economy. That is another factor, right? And as countries are going to increase their productivity, okay, obviously there will be more employment, right? Now, means of influence. In order to meet its central economic objective, high and stable levels of growth and employment, the government has a number of means of influence, both macro and microeconomic. Monetary policy, which is concerned with money supply, rates of interest, exchange rates, and credit. It is at the heart of this government's policy for stability. One of the government's first steps after election was to make the Bank of England independent, ensuring that interest rate decisions are taken in the best long-term interest of the economy and not for short-term political considerations. So what they are doing to stabilize the economy, they actually want to make Bank of England, as of now it is being controlled by the government. They want to make them independent so that they can themselves decide the interest rate which is in the best rate of economy in terms of in long terms. Okay. And because as of now whatever bank rates are being decided, okay, it is just for short term political consideration. So they want to eradicate that. That's why they want to make a Bank of England independent. Fine. Is it clear? Any questions? Anyone out there? Fiscal policy, which is concerned with ensuring that government borrowing, the difference between what the government spends and what it raises in tax revenue is sustainable. Yeah. Yes, tell me. Yes, Naeem, what is your question? Yes, Naeem, what is your question? You mean micro and macro economy, right? Okay. See, micro means short and macro is like large. This has been, told to you at the beginning itself, like what is micro. Micro means small segments of the economy and macro means bigger segments of the economy. Yeah, large scale and micro means small scale. Correct, Ramakrishnan. Fiscal policy which is concerned with, is it clear? Naeem, is it clear? Okay, thank you. Now, this government has introduced a code for fiscal stability with strict rules to govern the public finances. Through its tax raising and expenditure rules, it has instruments to meet economic objectives. For example, the New Deal will help increase employability by giving those out of work new opportunities. It can act directly through regulation and deregulation. The government can and does propose new laws and amendments to old ones, but it is important to remember that it is Parliament that actually makes laws. Regulation creates a framework in which organizations can operate. See, whatever policies are being, like designed by parliamentary people, all the organizations need to follow that, right? Okay. Control of monopoly. United Kingdom competition law is made up of number of acts of parliament dealing with separate aspects of competition policy and consumer protection. Public ownership and privatization. See, you might have heard or you might have seen in news as well that a lot of companies, like PSUs, government companies has been privatized now. What could be the possible reason behind it? Why they have been privatized in India? What could be the possible reason? Tell me. There is a lot of privatization everywhere. You will find less PSUs even in India now, and even the PSUs which are still there, they have been privatized. Yeah, to increase the profitability and productivity. Because when it comes to government-based organizations, that is PSUs, even if someone is not working or they are not that productive, you just cannot give them a pink slip, right? So people work as they feel like working, right? And companies spend a lot, but their profitability decreases. So owing to that, they have now decided they have privatized even government sectors. The government influences the market through its policies of public ownership and privatization. For example, during Second World War, large sections of industry were taken over in order to coordinate production to meet the war effort. More recently, governments have relinquished control of some major industries including transport, gas, electricity and water by selling shares in the company. Okay, so see, in government companies, they pay very well, but there are strict laws, and people, people are bound to follow it. Otherwise, they'll be given pink slip, right? Same is not the scenario in PSUs, right? So owing to that, even in England, that is UK, government is losing, selling the shares which they have for the company to the, other companies. They are making it privatized by selling the shares of the company. Okay, is this much clear? So these are the actually measures or steps that are being taken by the government of UK to stabilize the economy. They are working in the best interest of the economy, and they are adapting various means by which they can make it work. They can make it happen. Fine. Any questions? Anyone out there? Okay. Now let's go to the next part. Government aims and objectives. And again, we don't have any class tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday, so I don't take any classes on Thursday. On Friday, we are going to do what I was supposed to begin today, but since the document was not uploading, I was not able to start that. Okay. Economic stability is essential for long-term growth and high levels of employment. The person responsible for running the nation's economy to meet this objective is the Chancellor of the Exchequer. This is the term used in UK. Okay. The UK government departments responsible for executing taxation and spending policies that come directly under the responsibility of the Chancellor are HM, Treasury, Inland Revenue and Customs and Excise. The Chancellor of the Exchequer sets the aim and objectives of HM, Treasury. They ensure that whether the policies are not related to stabilizing of economy is being followed or not practically. They keep a check on that in UK. Aim to raise the rate of sustainable growth and achieve rising prosperity through creating economic opportunities for all. So if there is a job for all, there will be a prosperity in the society, right? And economy will get stabilized, right? This is how you can do it. This is the simple means of stabilizing the economy, increasing the productivity and increasing employment rates, right? Okay. Maintaining a stable macroeconomic framework with low inflation. They have to keep a check on inflation. Otherwise, they can never even think of stabilizing the economy. Maintaining a sound public finances in accordance with the code for fiscal stability. What is this fiscal stability? I'm talking about it since long. What is this fiscal stability? Anyone? What is the meaning of this word fiscal stability? Anyone? It means financial stability. Yeah, yeah, correct. It means financial stability, by the way. Financial stability is a state in which financial system, that is the key financial markets and the financial institutional system, is resistant to economic shocks and is fit to smoothly fulfill its basic functions. So in case of financial or fiscal stability, irrespective of what the economy is, the market is stable. Okay, economy won't affect the market. Okay, so nobody is going to get bankrupt even if the share markets are crashing like anything. Okay, in case of financial stability. Fine. Okay, fiscal policy which is concerned with ensuring that government borrowing, the difference between what the government spends and what it raises in tax revenues, is sustainable. Suppose government is spending a lot and the income it gets from taxes is less. Government will be in trouble, right? Right or not? Only Prabhavati is responding. Anyway, others have responded as well. This government has introduced a code for fiscal stability with strict rules to govern the public finances. Oh, I think we have read this. Wait, sorry. Just a second, please. Okay. All right. Now objectives part we have to do. Wait. Yeah. Objectives. So what are the objectives of UK government to stabilize the economy? First of all, they want to maintain a stable macroeconomic framework with low inflation. Okay, maintaining sound public finances in accordance with the code for fiscal stability, improving the quality and cost effectiveness of public services. So all of us use public services, right, like buses and all. If it is cost effective and the quality is good, obviously it is going to stabilize the economy, right? Increasing the productivity of the economy and expanding economic and employment opportunities for all through productive investment, competition, innovation, enterprise, better regulation, and increased employability. How they can increase the productivity of the economy? They have to expand, right? They have to get more finances to expand the business. This is going to create more employment, right? And if the innovation is there, obviously it is going to, the company is going to prosper. And as they prosper, they can get, they can create more and more jobs, right? Promoting a fair and efficient tax and benefit system with incentives to work, save and invest, maintaining an effective accounting and budgetary framework, and promoting high standards of regulatory propriety and accountability. See, a lot of fraud is being done in the company. You might have heard about the fraud done in Satyam, because of which it has been sold to Mahindra. Now it's Mahindra Satyam, right? It was being done by Ramalinga Raju. So companies should ensure that they can keep the track record of what all money is flowing from the organization, and like they have to keep a strong check on that. Otherwise, what is going to happen if they are not keeping a strong check? Irrespective of how much money they have, how much financially secure they are, they won't do a good business, and someday, this company is going to end, right? Yes. Arranging for cost-effective management of the government's debt and foreign currency reserves and the supply of notes and coins. Promoting international financial stability and the UK economic interest and ideas through international cooperation as a way of increasing global prosperity, including seeking to protect the most vulnerable groups. See, the more the country is going to get business from abroad, the more they're going to prosper, right? So this should be stabilized, and this is going to make the international economy stabilized, right? What Americans do, they get cheap labor in India, so they outsource work to India. They get it done at lower rates. It stabilizes, it just saves their money, and Indians are getting jobs because of that. So this is to ensure the global prosperity, right? This is for the sake of global prosperity, right? Right or not? See, it's very simple. See, what happens, in India you get cheap labor, right? As compared to in America, right? In India you get cheap labor, okay? But the only weakest point is less number of jobs are there. Less number of employment opportunities are there in India. Okay, opportunities. And in America they have lot of money, okay, but they need cheap labor, right? So what they do, they outsource the work to India. They get it done at a lower rate as compared to their country, and Indians are getting jobs because of that. So this ensures what? International prosperity. Indians are getting jobs, they are happy with it, okay, and Americans are getting it done at a lesser rate. So this is for the sake of what? International prosperity. Both are benefiting, right? Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So we are done with this. We are going to continue later on in the next class itself. I'll just try to rectify my internet. Okay. I'll just make sure that there is no issue as breaking of voice and Okay. Next class is on Friday, same time. Okay. So don't forget to fill the feedback form. I'm really sorry about the internet issue. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll just put genuine comments there. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll just try to rectify that by calling the person who is handling internet at my end. Okay. I'll just try to contact him today itself. Okay. I'll just see what is the issue. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.